Jurgen Klopp isn't just playing around this season, is he? Whether it's in a league match, the FA Cup, or the Europa League, if his top players are good to go, he's all in, aiming to win everything. And you get why, right? It's his last season, so he wants to end it with a bang, or as he would say, with a boom. Just 2 days before, with what many are calling the season's game against Manchester City, Liverpool had to make the trip to Czech Republic to play Sparta Prague in the Europa League's last 16. It's pretty safe to say the Reds are practically through to the quarterfinals after bagging a 5-1 win away, which will probably let Klopp give some players a rest in the second leg. But did they win without a cost? Nope, and it's likely Liverpool fans are on edge, waiting for any news before Sunday's clash. So if you're up for a quick analysis on what went down during the match and how Liverpool managed to secure such an easy win, smash those like and subscribe buttons and let's get right to it. Let's start with the starting lineup Klopp chose for this match. To be honest, some of the starters were a bit of a surprise to us. As expected, Kelleher took his place in goal, stepping up after a string of impressive performances, especially with Alisson out due to injury. Virgil van Dijk was on the bench, making way for Ibrahima Konate and Jarell Quansah to pair up as centre-back. Andy Robertson claimed his usual spot as left-back, with Joe Gomez covering the right. Quite a solid backline, right? But wait, it gets even better when you look at the midfield and forward lineup. In midfield, Wataru Endo took the number 6 role, flanked by Alexis McAllister and Harvey Elliott playing as the 8s. Out wide, Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo brought their speed and skill with a notable start for Darwin Nunez up front, fresh off his full recovery from an injury after coming off the bench against Forest to get that winning goal. Now, if you've got a friend who somehow never watched Liverpool play, which is pretty odd if you ask me, just show them that first 5 minutes of the match. It's a perfect snapshot of Klopp's heavy metal football in action. For any team that isn't Manchester City or Arsenal, trying to play out from the back against Liverpool is a no-go. Sparta Prague learned this lesson the hard way. Right from the start, Liverpool's players were all over them, pressing relentlessly. They didn't just stop Sparta Prague from keeping possession, they forced them into making mistakes too. This pressure was evident in one particular moment when Sparta Prague's goalkeeper passed the ball to the defender. But did you see how many Liverpool players were swarming in the opposition's area? With the Reds players expertly closing down space and cutting off passing lanes, Sparta's defender found himself with no choice but to pass the ball back to his goalkeeper. This move didn't go unnoticed by Darwin Nunez, who immediately sprang into action, pressing the keeper with intensity. Darwin nearly scored in the second minute after an earned high turnover. But that didn't stop the Reds from going again, and 3 minutes later their intense pressing paid off. This intense pressure did pay off, forcing a mistake as the clearance from the goalkeeper landed in central areas. It was here that Wataru Endo capitalised, securing the game's first high turnover with his sharp awareness and quick reaction. Initially, Endo fumbled his control, but he didn't let that deter him. He went in for the tackle, managing not only to regain possession, but also cleverly set up Darwin Nunez for a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But as we've all come to learn, Darwin seems to have a preference for scoring those spectacular worldies, which is probably why he ended up missing this chance. This moment served as the first clear warning to Sparta's players that attempting to build out from the back against Liverpool might not be the wisest decision. Unfortunately for them, it seemed they didn't take the hint. Just 3 minutes later, after Darwin lost possession and the ball found its way back to Sparta's goalkeeper, 4 Liverpool players immediately sprang into action, initiating a fierce counter-press. Interestingly, there was a 5th player involved in the pressing sequence who wasn't even visible in the previous frame, and it turns out he was a key figure in winning and converting the penalty. Yes, we're talking about Alexis McAllister. While Darwin was still picking himself off of the ground, McAllister seized the moment right after the goalkeeper opted to pass the ball to his centre-back. The pass in fact acted as a pressing trigger for Liverpool. With the defender's attention away from the oncoming threat, McAllister spotted the perfect chance to catch him off guard from the blind side. All he needed to do was close in quickly on that space. Alexis did exactly that, bursting into a sprint the moment the pass was made, capitalising on the defender's 2 heavy touches. The Argentinian appeared seemingly out of nowhere to intercept the ball and smartly draw the penalty. This relentless pressing wasn't just a one-off, it was the theme of the game, with Liverpool maintaining an impressive average of 7.9 PPDA, passes per defensive action, leading to 9 high turnovers, pretty standard fare for Liverpool really. The Reds kept a firm grip on the game, sticking to their customary 3-2 build-up structure. Alexis McAllister, Joe Gomez and Harvey Elliott all dropped back in to join Endo in the pivot, ensuring there was always passing options available and reinforcing their control over the match's flow. Endo alongside Ibrahim Konate and Jarell Quansah were crucial in limiting the threat of being countered as they displayed clever positioning and the ability to win their duels. But did this mean Liverpool had an easy ride from start to finish? Far from it. Sparta Prague had their moments, especially in the first half, putting the Reds under real pressure. This is where Kelleher stepped up yet again, proving his worth. The Irish goalkeeper was on fire, pulling off 2 spectacular saves within the first 20 minutes, and a total of 6 saves throughout the match. With a high claim and sweeping action and attempting 19 long balls, Kelleher once again demonstrated that he's more than capable of competing for a starting spot in the Reds lineup. For those who are curious to delve deeper into Kelleher's contributions and what the future might hold for him, don't forget to subscribe as we've got a detailed deep dive coming on him soon. The match was looking uncertain for Liverpool until the agent of chaos, Darwin Nunez, stepped in. We've said it before, he's got a knack for scoring those worldies, and true to form, he delivered a stunning right-footed shot from outside the box in the 25th minute. Once again, the Uruguayan showcased his vital role in Jurgen Klopp's plans with his relentless energy and knack for making runs behind the defence. Going back to Jarell Quansah, the young centre-back also put in a stellar performance, winning 8 of his 12 ground duels and boasting a 94% pass completion rate. He demonstrated his skills in advancing play with a precise line-breaking pass in the 27th minute that set Luis Diaz on the move. Wataru Endo also put in a solid shift, winning 5 of his 10 ground duels, contributing yet another tidy performance in midfield. However, it is essential to circle back to Alexis McAllister. As we highlighted in our analysis of the Nottingham Forest game, the Argentine has really stepped up in recent weeks. With Trent Alexander-Arnold sidelined by injury, McAllister has been providing that spark of creativity from deeper positions. While many might focus on Darwin's stunning finish for the 3rd goal, and rightly so, as it deserves a heap of praise, McAllister's vision and impeccably weighted pass leading up to it should not be overlooked. The World Cup winner left the field in the second half, boasting 2 goal contributions, 3 key passes, victory in 4 out of 5 ground duels, and a 94% passing accuracy. That's the definition of an all-round performance. Despite a rocky start to the second half, which saw Connor Bradley inadvertently score an own goal with his first touch, and Sparta players trying to exploit Andy Robertson on the left with in-behind passes, the Reds quickly regained their footing. Luis Diaz netted a goal in the 53rd minute, and Dominik Szoboszlai sealed the deal with his 5th goal as the match drew to a close. But there's a moment that left us scratching our heads. Mo Salah's goal was ruled out for offside, even after a VAR review, and they didn't even bother to draw the lines. How did that happen? Earlier, we mentioned how Liverpool's commanding 5-1 victory should in theory allow Klopp some room to mix things up in the squad for the return leg at Anfield. But was this win achieved without any setbacks? Unfortunately, no. In line with the way this season's been unfolding, it almost seems expected now for Liverpool to finish a game with an injury scare, and this time Ibrahim Konate was the unfortunate player having to exit the pitch just 5 minutes into the second half. With the crucial match against Manchester City fast approaching this Sunday, Liverpool supporters are undoubtedly hoping for positive news regarding their key centre-back. But what happens if the Frenchman isn't fit for the game? Who should slot in next to Virgil van Dijk? Is Quansah set to continue, or might Joe Gomez shift into a central defensive role? We're eager to hear your thoughts on who you'd select in this pivotal matchup. If you've enjoyed our breakdown, don't hesitate to share your views in the comments, and remember, for more analysts like this, smash that like button and subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, peace.